Devil in the details. MU, Danny's back. Give me your overriding thoughts on the game, the performance, and everything else surrounding it, mate.
Mate, that first half, like, I'm trying to wake up here. I nearly fell asleep watching that first half. It was a mediocre performance from a mediocre starting lineup. There are too many players in that starting lineup that for me are just average. On top of that, of course, they're still not sharp. It's a lot of games in a short amount of time. A lot of players are playing their first game today, of course. But yeah, I just saw a lot of mediocrity in that first half from several players. Is Dalot a fullback? I don't know that he is a fullback, you know. He's one of those players. I think if we leave him in Portugal, there's no telling what he would have become. I'm not convinced he's a right back at all.
No.
Not convinced he's a right back. I've said it to you before. I say it again. Scott McTominay and Fred don't have to start together anymore. I don't see the point of those two starting together. In fact, I don't see the point of Ollie. If we're going to go with a B team, I don't see the point in the 4-2-3-1, because if Pogba and Matic aren't playing, we don't have anybody in that double pivot position who's actually creative with their passing, with their thinking, or that has any imagination at all. So when we come up against the hard working Norwich were up for the fight today. You know, they didn't want to get knocked out. They really wanted to win.
Yeah. And
when you start with that team with Fred and McTominay in the middle, you know, they're not going to offer you anything in the final third. Beyond that, Lingard, Mata, I saw just a lot of players today that I think in the end, looking at that starting lineup, I'm looking at Lingard. I don't think will be here in 2 seasons. He should be gone this summer. Mata the same. Dalot the same. Shaw had a good game, but that's because he was getting forward. His decision making when he gets onto the ball, for me at times, is just really, really poor. One thing that I found interesting, I don't think Ollie actually starts that team if he doesn't have the opportunity to bring on 5 substitutes. Before the start of the season, we were thinking, you know, how is the 5 subs going to affect a manager? Well, the manager will just play his B team because he knows he can bring on 5 players to affect the game.
And if it goes to extra time, you can bring on a 6th. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But one thing I would say, even with our strongest 11, what I would say, the biggest weakness in this Manchester United team is we don't do enough good work out wide. We just don't do enough good work out wide. I understand why we go through the middle. We've got technical players. Bruno's dangerous. You saw that one quality ball into Bruno in that space. You see what he's going to do. He's always going to have a clever touch that will get somebody in. I have no doubt in my mind Agallo. Bruno would have had an assist today if that defender doesn't take out Agallo in that situation for me. But again, yeah, it's that out wide, we don't do enough damage. You know, we've got, you know, even when we brought on our better players, Rashford wants to come inside. Mason Greenwood, one of the reasons why I need him to start games, he needs to learn that every attacking move doesn't have to end with him trying to shoot. That's why I want him starting matches. I'm not going to hold it against him. But just in the last 2 matches, I can make a clip now of 4 opportunities he could have created a chance just for Pogba alone. 4, but again, he's always trying to shoot. But that's why he needs to start. So he understands that every move doesn't have to, you know, end with him shooting.
Yeah, no,
do you know what I mean?
And this is the thing about youngsters playing games. This is why, you know, certain youngsters I don't think will sign for certain clubs in the UK because they need game time. And I look at it, Mason Greenwood's ready. Mason Greenwood from that right, he's better than Mata, and he's more dangerous than Mata, and he's better than Lingard, and he's definitely better than Dan James at doing it. So he needs to play regularly.
Is James injured?
I don't know. I think it was more. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't start.
If he's not injured, and I just looked at the lineup quickly, and just Pereira didn't get on the pitch, that's a good thing. That's a good thing for me.
On your point about starting lineup, when I look at that, I think the same as you. I look at that and go, Lingard, Mata, Dalot. Look, Bailly was all right today, but I didn't think he was sensational. Them boys ain't going to be here within a year. You know, the next 2 transfer windows, some of them will go, some will be replaced by academy players, and there'll be some signings, and that's what's still needed. You know, for me, if we had Van der Beek, Grealish starting today instead of 2 of those players as an example, and maybe a Ghana or someone like that, I think it's a different game as they get a year older. The longer the game's finished, the less disappointed I feel because we are through. But at the end of the day, the squad needs so much more improvements to be done to it. And as I said to the last callers, I'm just happy that Maguire stepped up in the end and got the winner and silenced a few of that.
Very quickly, what I would say, just before I go, I know you want Sal, is it Niguez from Atletico Madrid if Pogba were to leave. That pass we saw from Pogba, the intelligence and creativity on that ball, he had to take the pace off that ball and curve it a particular way, otherwise it wouldn't have worked. Ollie, for me, like I said, Fred and McTominay shouldn't be starting together. But if Pogba does leave, we can't replace him with a normal double pivot player. Like, we need to, we need more creativity. That's why Van der Beek will be absolutely crucial, because he's, he can play in that deep role. He can play in the 10 as well. But yeah.
I hear that, bro. Listen, mate, thanks for coming on, and I'll chat to you soon, bro. All the best.
Cool. Peace.